It should be illegal for any publication to release 12 issues in 2 years, but given Geoff Johns' recent track record, this was kind of expected. But despite all that, we at least got the Justice Society before GTA 6. This is the story of Justice Society of America. Dr. Fate seeks to discuss a premonition of his, but these henchmen were already wiping his blood from their Tom Fords when Huntress arrived. The Gentleman Ghost, Icicle, Solomon Grundy, the Mist, the Harley Quinn's son, the Red Lantern's daughter, Power Girl, and herself are the Justice Society of America of tomorrow. The first of 2 origin stories you need to know is that when Helena's father, Batman, died, she donned the cape and cowl despite her mother's protests. Fate's body turns up a few days later, and before they even get a chance to upload a social media post, they're gunned down within the span of 3 pages. Her mother then tosses her a talisman imbued with magic, sending her spiraling across time. The original JSA roster from 1940 welcomes Huntress to, 1940. To confirm her story about the man who supposedly murders the JSA of tomorrow, Dr. Fate probes her browsing history for all to see. Hopefully, she's not hiding any intrusive thoughts. In her final moments, Catwoman discovers the villain is none other than the time-traveling Nazi called Degaton. I mean, I guess he's unrecognizable without a giant red D on his chest. Just as before, Helena is once again pulled back into the time stream and lands in the 21st century as we know it. If you're curious about the snow globe, check out my video on Flashpoint Beyond in the description if I don't forget. Remember when I said 2 origin stories? In a nutshell, Per Degaton is a Nazi scientist who experimented with time travel, became a time anomaly, and then bullied the JSA for their lunch money throughout the years. I have no idea why there are a bunch of illegal Kryptonian immigrants because I don't read action comics, but the leading woman helps the heroes to round up the bizarros. In the middle of discussing Degaton's wicked plans, the man himself senses the main character is without her protective talisman by sensing it and drops in unannounced like a Windows update. The Justice Society of America should in theory stand no chance against Per Degaton, if it weren't for the fact that they're all wearing plot armor. Degaton discovers he is not double-jointed, and then fate makes him disappear with a magic trick. After examining her peculiar snow globe, Madame Xanadu explains how Degaton plans to replace the JSA with an evil society of his own. They'll have to send Helena the Cliff Notes version because she left the Discord call early to indulge herself in the cesspit known as Gotham. Miss Wayne proceeds to spill all the beans, including the one labeled "Batman dies to a petty criminal in 10 years. There, Huntress point created, because her empty-headed peanut brain couldn't keep it together. The others eventually catch up, along with the grim future Xanadu warned them about, where the JSA has been replaced by an army of Degatons. If the nutjob can get an army of narcissists backing him, then there's no reason why the heroes can't have an army of JSAs fighting for them either. 2 pages later, Degaton is defeated and imprisoned inside a winter wonderland. Stargirl returns from her limited series with the lost children who are unprepared for the brain rot that is social media. Catch up on Courtney's adventures somewhere on the screen or in the description if I don't forget again. Just like when Wally made his return, Jay Garrick remembers Judy by remembering her. On the other hand, Salem is disappointed by the new Dr. Fate who is still fumbling his way around the user's manual. Ultimately, Wayne elects to begin recruiting the JSA of tomorrow starting with Solomon Grundy. In her overzealousness, Salem ignites him like King Aegon from House of the Dragon. Guess they'll have to try again next Monday. However, Khaled's had enough of her gigantic ego and decides to send her home. Salem has trained like literally her whole life, albeit a short one, to become the next Dr. Fate, so if anyone should wield the helmet, it should be her. It looks like she's got a lot more training to do as Khaled easily overpowers her. Then a group of losers who had their applications rejected by the Legion of Superheroes comes asking for his assistance. I present to you the Legion of Substitute Heroes. Ruby Sokov would make for a terrible spy because she is not subtle at all when it comes to locating her father. Leaving behind a trail that screams, "I'm right here," Alan Scott tracks her down and neutralizes her. And by neutralizing, I mean talking her out of it like a CW show at the local pub. After a long-winded conversation about the repercussions of her actions and how he saw the Red Lantern die with his 2 eyeballs, he decides to offer the kid a chance to turn her life around. Taking inspiration from Batman, the Justice Society of America continues to recruit the children of their enemies. Next on their shopping list is Harley Quinn's son. And for those of you wondering, no, it is not the Harley Quinn you have in mind. Michael Maine becomes a minor nuisance with his parlor tricks until somebody far more important shows up to electrocute him. The Legionnaire seeks membership in the JSA, who then reveals himself as a younger version of the ultimate final boss, Mordru. And before anybody jumps the gun, he claims he's here to change his future. 30 moons later, the JSA of tomorrow is finally starting to shape up. Their attempt to recruit the Gentleman Ghost unleashes the King of Demons. Having seen the Conjuring franchise not once but twice, Mordru is basically an expert in exorcisms. He siphons the life force of Hawkman and uses it to sever the demon's anchor by providing Craddock with a soul. All that and he still refuses to join? His loss, I suppose. Anyhow, the Justice Society votes to bring on Mordru as a full-time member, and that's when the Legion of Superheroes show up to veto their proposal. A small dispute over what is essentially who wants to pay for child support results in millions in property damage. This madness carries on for a few pages until the Good Doctor and the Legion of Substitute Heroes arrive to address the unwarranted aggression among the heroes. Stemming from Beth and Yolanda's major secret, which they've kept from the group chat and that I've kept from you, somehow Eclipso returned. But thanks to a magic trick and about 10,000 hours on AIM Labs, the leading woman shatters his black diamond and the exiled spirit of God's wrath is defeated just like that. With Huntress and Mordru having ran off to a happily ever after in the far future, Courtney shoulders the responsibility of providing us with a proper closure. No pressure, it's only about 2 years of comics. I am positive these panels are supposed to invoke feelings of nostalgia, but I've got to admit, it's kind of hard to feel anything when most people can barely even remember what happened. Courtney rambles on about curveballs and family in what is revealed to be a valedictorian speech. She then embraces the crowd, hoping they'll catch her. And that is all you really need to know about Justice Society of America. Make of this what you will, I'm just a messenger.